Today I want to start a new series talking about factions that I really enjoy playing. It was fitting to me to start with my current favourite faction, the Ancient Incas, and I say current because in a game like Smash Up I find that my favourite faction does change over time, depending on what's been released and what I've been playing recently. I've managed to sum up my reasons for liking the Incas into 4 core elements. The first one is card draw. Now I've said it many times on this channel before, but card draw is incredibly important in Smash Up, and you should be familiar with my saying, the faster you go through your deck, the sooner you'll reach your better cards, and the more likely it is that you'll achieve your combo's payoff, securing the victory. I'll almost never pick a combination that has no card draw, unless there's a very compelling reason to do so. If the first faction I pick has no card draw, then that'll be the priority for my second pick. So Ancient Incas is always a safe pick as they do bring card draw to the table. The Sapper Inca and the Incan Engineers draw you very specific cards which can be better than a random draw one, especially with how good the Incan actions actually are. The fact that this ability is on minions is also subtly quite nice, as if your hand contains only minions, these cards can search for an action that allows you to fully utilise your turn, not wasting any plays. Temple of the Sun is a very underrated draw engine, as it draws only one card on play, but with the Child of the Sun you can find that this card can be drawing you one or more additional cards each turn as well. Temple of the Sun is often my target for Sapper Inca, as the earlier you can get Temple of the Sun into play, each llama can then become a power 3 draw a card, including Sapper Inca's ability. While on the surface the draw package of the Incas looks quite underwhelming, the plays available with Temple of the Sun, particularly with llamas and Golden Condor, and the ways you have of specifically tutoring for Temple of the Sun, means that you shouldn't underestimate how good the draw can actually be with this faction. The second reason I like the Ancient Incas is that they are self-contained, and what I mean by this is that although they are a play-on-base action faction, they have ways of searching for those actions, they have ways of recovering those actions, and they have a big payoff for all of those actions. They aren't dependent on other factions to fully utilise or maximise that package of cards, and the play-on-base actions themselves are incredibly versatile. They provide draw, movement, and power, which every faction can benefit from. Why I like the Incas then is that yes, you can play them with the usual suspects, so kaiju, steampunks and so on, but they don't need those sort of pairings to be good. Because of their versatility and because the play-on-base action package all comes bundled up with a nice little bow on top, means that you can pair them with pretty much anything. What I'm trying to say is that the mechanic of the faction doesn't limit them in any way. The third reason that I like the Incas are that they cheat. And what I mean by this is that in Smash Up, power is how you break bases and win the game. There are 3 main ways to do this. The first is printed power. The second are modifiers to that printed power, so power counters, temporary or permanent power. And the third, rarer way, is permanent power through actions. So to further explain, all factions have printed power. For some factions that's all the power that they bring to the table. Some factions also add one of the other 2 categories of power. Truckers, for example, bring printed power, but they also bring power through actions in the form of convoy. Truckers don't need a minion on the convoy base to be awarded VP when that base breaks. Other factions, like the Giant Ants, bring printed power and power counters. Not many factions, though, bring all 3 forms of power to the table, and Ancient Incas are one of the few. And this essentially means that they cheat in my eyes. And I say cheat because they have the potential, just within the 20 cards that they bring to the combination, to contribute double the amount of power that's already printed on the cards. Armory, Fortress Walls, Sapper Inca and Golden Condor is just a 6 card package, but you can generate at least 15 to 30 extra power throughout the course of a game. The final reason that I like the Incas is that I like factions that aren't just one-dimensional. I like a certain complexity that then feels more rewarding when the payoff actually comes off in the game. And you might look at the Incas and think that there's not much to them, but the strength of the Incas comes from their sequencing, and where to play the actions, and how best to maximise their abilities, and then how to bring it all together with Golden Condor. If you ever get the chance to play Golden Condor, with all the Incan actions in play, you'll know what I mean, as the order in which you replay them can be crucially important. When do you play Temple of the Sun in the stack? Do you need card draw? Do Fortress Walls need to come down first because you calculate how much power is needed to break the base? When does Royal Highway come down? Are you clearing the base of your now powered up minions, or are you moving them to that base? A lot of thought goes into the faction, and I like factions that are both simple to pick up and play for new players, but also have intricacies and skill that reward players for becoming familiar and skilled with that faction. So that's why I like the Ancient Incas, and hopefully I'll do more of these with some of the other factions that I particularly enjoy. So what do you think of the Incas? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.